Hello everyone, welcome to Jagran Public School. In this session of your class 8, we will do Science Chapter 3. Our topic is synthetic fiber and plastic. In this chapter, we will learn something about the plastic. So first of all, we will do a small revision at the last topic of the fibers, that is blended fibers. What do you mean by blended fibers? The blended fibers are formed by mixing natural and synthetic fibers. As you learned before, that natural fibers are the fibers which we obtain from the natural material like cotton, jute, etc. And the synthetic fibers are the fibers which are man-made and mostly made up of hydrocarbons. So polyester is often used in the blended fibers. For example, when we blend natural and synthetic fibers both, we get a new fibers that is called blended. So in this blended fibers, mostly polyester. Polyester is a synthetic fibers, which is the poly means chain of ester that form a polyester. So polywool is made by mixing polyester with wool. So one fiber of polyester and one fiber of wool make a fabric of polywool. Polycot is made by mixing polyester with cotton. And terrycot is made by mixing terylene and cotton. So these are few blended fibers which having a lots of properties and good properties, which is more than natural as well as mixing of natural as well as synthetic fibers. Now next is what is plastic. Plastic is again synthetic material which is man-made and it is made up of totally hydrocarbons. So the word plastic originates from the Greek word plastikos. Plastikos means that something which we can mold or shaped. So plastic as a polymers can have different types of arrangements of monomers. As I told before that plastic is a synthetic material. Every synthetic materials is made up of monomers. Monomers means a single unit. When these single units are tied together, joined together, they form a polymers. Polymers is a chain of monomers. So monomers like, for example, polyester. So ester is a monomers. When lots of ester join together, they form a chain of ester that is called polyesters. So this is another polymer formulated from hydrocarbons. Available in natural materials like natural gas, oil, coal, minerals and plants in which units are either aligned in linear arrangement or in cross-linked arrangement. That we will learn further. What is linear arrangement or what is cross-link arrangement. So plastic is again a one type of polymer which is made up of all the hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are those things which are obtained from oil, from coal, from lots of mineral present in the nature. So this is absolute reason due to which many plastic begin with poly. For example, polystyrene, polypropylene, and there are many more. So these are called plastics. This fiber find extensive use in the modern industries due to their resistance toward corrosion. So the first property of plastic, why we use lots of plastic, is it is highly resistant towards corrosion and they are good, durable, they having a bad conductor of electricity, they are cheap, they have lots of colors, they are light in weight, they are less expensive, water resistant, lots of positive things are there. But one main thing is there, it is not a natural material, It is man-made material and mainly made up of hydrocarbons. Okay. So plastics having a linear and branched and cross-linked polymers. Some plastics are very soft, which can be remolded again and again. Some plastics are very cheap, some are very expensive, some are hard, some are brittle. They, when you just push it, or you just when you squeeze it, it will be, maybe it will be broken down. So all these qualities of plastics depend upon the arrangements of these monomers, or these, when monomers, these black circles, you can say these are monomers. When they join together, they form a polymer. So this is linear polymer, a join in a single strings. Branch polymer means like that, one branch is going this way, one is up, one is down. This arrangement, third arrangement, is called cross-link polymer. So out of these four diagrams, which one you will find is the hardest plastic? Either it would be linear, branch, cross, or network. So the network polymer is the plastic which is very hard, which can't be remolded, which is uh, tough in tough in touch, or very hard in looking. So plastic is also a polymer like synthetic fiber. Synthetic fibers is a material with which we can make a cloth, but plastic is again a synthetic material with the help of which we make a containers, or a things in which we can store something. So all plastic do not have same type of arrangements. In some it is a linear, in the other it has a cross-linked. Plastic can be recycled, reused, colored, they can be melted, they can be rolled into sheet or made into wire. That's why all the plastics are find such a variety of use and the variety of arrangements. So basically plastic is a synthetic material. Plastic is made up of hydrocarbons. There are lots of arrangement in plastic which gives its softness, hardness, their brittleness, different characteristics. And it can be used in many ways, in the form of sheets, in the form of wires, plastic wires. It can be recolored, it can be melted, it can be reused. So these are the few good things of the plastics. So there are two types of plastic, basically we know, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. So what is the difference between, from the diagram you can see, thermoplastics can be melted repeatedly. If it is broken down, again it can be melted and reshaped, or it from with the help of melted material we can make another thing like box or bottles or pencil box, anything which we can make by the thermoplastics. But thermosetting plastics like the switchboards, like the sockets, that one shape cannot be melted. But means if it is form, if there is a switchboard, if we are going to melt it, we can't melt it and we cannot reshape it. So the plastic which get deform easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastics. So thermoplastics are those plastics which we can melt easily and can be reused easily. But thermosetting plastics, which when once molded, cannot be softened by heating. Like bakelite. Bakelite is a plastic which is used in the electric switches, electric fittings, and melamine. Melamine is a plastic which is used in the kitchenwares, in crockeries, and sometimes the firefighting suits, because by heating it will not soften, it will not melted. So these are the two type of plastics. So in thermosetting plastic there would be a cross-linked polymers, and in thermoplastic there is a linear polymers. So that is the difference between the two plastics in their arrangements of monomers. So in thermoplastics, which can be remolded, the monomers are arranged in a linear chain structure, and in thermosets plastics, in this monomers are arranged in the cross-linked structure. That's why it is very hard and it cannot be remolded once it is molded. So these are the flow chart of your types of plastics. Plastics are two types, thermoplastics and thermosettings plastic. First we will go with the thermoplastics. Plastic which can be deformed and bend easily on heatings are known as thermoplastics. Thermoplastics are often used for manufacturing toys, combs, and various types of containers. So in containers, in your toys, in different articles, the plastic which is there are called thermoplastics, which can be remolded. Like polythene bags, which you get from the grocery shops and from the vegetable vendors. PVC pipes which is used in drainage items. These are all thermoplastics. So polythenes, it is commonly used for making plastic bags. The terms made up of poly means many. Many, ethene. Ethene is a monomers. So many ethene joined together, they form polythene. So polyethene, and the combined it is called polythene. PVC is polyvinyl chloride, is a strong but lightweight plastic. It can be rigid, which is used in the construction, or flexible, which is used for making bottles. Not food packaging and bank cards, all the ATM cards, different cards. It can be made softer and more flexible by adding plastic scissors, which can be used for plumbing, flooring, imitation leather, electrical cables, insulation, inflatable products as a rubber alternative, etc. So if we add plasticizers which soften this PVC, so these type of plastic can be used for flooring. Nowadays artificial floor tiles are there. So these are again made up of synthetic material. That is not made up of rock material like marble or granite. The artificial floor tiles are made up of these type of PVC thermoplastics. Electrical cables, all the cables, wires of electricity, outer covering, black covering, red covering, all these thermoplastics. Now comes to the thermosetting plastics, plastic that cannot be softened by heating after being molded once. So once it is molded, it cannot be remolded. Bakelite and melamines are the two examples. Bakelite, it is poor conductor of heat and electricity, and hence it is used for making handles of utensils and electrical switches. So all the electrical material, all the handles of utensils are made up of bakelite. Melamine, it is a fire resistance material. It can tolerate heat better than any other type of plastics. Hence it is used for making floor tiles also, fabric that resists fires also, and kitchenware. Because melamine is a heat resistor or heat tolerator, that's why melamine is used in these type of material like kitchenware, like firefighting uniform. And bakelite, once it is hard, more than the melamine, hard, so it is used for handles of all utensils. All the plastics are bad conductor, so the handles of utensils, electrical switches, etc. Now come to the next part. What are the characteristics of plastics? How the plastics behave? Plastic is a non-reactive. So first of all, plastic do not react with water. You can see in your water bottles of the fridge bottles, plastics, the water remain like this. It will not contaminate it if you will put water in a good quality plastic, not use and throw bottles. So plastic do not react with water and air. That's why it does not get rusted like iron. So plastic do not react with water. They are not corrode easily. So we can store various things, including many chemicals. How we can chemicals in the lab, like you can very well see that your Harpic in your bathroom, the floor cleaners, Lysol, every chemicals we can store in a plastic bottles because plastics are non-reactive with chemicals also. Due to this property of plastic, it is suitable for making container, water tank, water bottles, plastic pipes, taps, chair, table, and any other many types of furnitures, right? Because it is non-corrosive, non-reactive with chemicals, non-reactive with water. That's why plastic is used. Another good property of plastic is light and strong and durable. Plastic is very light in weight. It is very strong. We can make a parachute with the plastic. We can make a climbing rope with the plastic, mountain climbing rope with the plastic. It's very strong and it's durable. Durable means it goes many days. It can lifelong. It can be with you of many years. So due to this property of plastic, it is very much in need today. It is used in various purposes like polythene bags, pencil box, your water bottle, your umbrella, aircraft furnitures, or in aircraft in like parachutes. So many things we can make with make with plastics because of its property, like it is light in weight, strong and durable. Plastics are poor conductor. Another properties of plastics are not good in conductivity. That's why all the switches, all the electric things, all the handles of your cooking materials are made up of melamines and bakelite. These are plastics because plastics are bad conductor of heat and electricity. So there are two different type of materials like biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Biodegradable is a material which can decompose naturally, like your see in the diagram, like your food peels off, leaves, stems, etc. But non-biodegradable substances are what are looking in the figure. That is plastic, polythene bags, different type of like bakelite type of plastic, tin that will not decompose naturally. So material that can decompose through natural process is biodegradable, and material that is not decomposed naturally is non-biodegradable. So in biodegradable, there is a fruits, paper, stem, leaves, and in non-biodegradable, it would be a plastic, tin, many different type of plastic that is not naturally decomposed. So if these things will not naturally decompose, it will form a garbage. So what are the uses in the figure? Just see, there is a bowl, the ice tray, a bottle, a watch, a clip, calculator, disc, syringe, pen, rope, fork, knife, lots of things are there which is made up of plastics. So plastics is used in our day-to-day life in many ways. Bakelite plastic is used to make electrical switches. Plastics are used in cars, in aircraft, in spacecraft. Chemicals are stored in plastic bottles. Plastic bottles are lightweight, unbreakable, corrosion resistance, and resistance to the action of chemicals. Hence, they are suitable for storing chemicals. So it can be asked why the plastic bottles are used in a chemical for storing chemicals, because plastics are not reactive with these chemicals. Are resistance. Resistance means they are not reactive with these chemicals. It is used to make cookware, used in microwave ovens, used to make the fire resistance uniform for firefighters. The firefighters which wear the uniform is made up of melamine because melamine is a heat resistant material. Used in a non-stick coating on cookware like Teflon. Teflon is another, the black color coating on a cookware of in your kitchen is again a plastic material. Used in the healthcare industries, in hospitals, in different storing medicines, packaging of tablets, syringe, injections, all are made up of plastics. So in the diagram also you can see in your day-to-day life what are the different types of plastics and how you and different colors of plastics which we are all using. But all these things, because of plastic is a man-made material, is a synthetic material. So there is an environmental effect of plastics. Plastic takes several years to decompose. It is not environmental friendly. It causes pollution. The burning of plastics or synthetic material is quite slow and does not get completely burned. It is non-biodegradable. It releases lots of poison fumes into the atmosphere, causing air pollution. So this is the negative effect of plastics. Plastics are good for storing, for colors, for lightweight, but it is not environmental friendly. What is the problems and preventive measures we can do? So problems are, nowadays plastic is very popular and used in many purposes. As a result, we generate a large amount of plastic waste. Since plastic has non-biodegradable property, so plastic waste is getting accumulated in the environment and cause environmental pollution. Because plastic is non-biodegradable, so it will not decompose naturally, and it slowly and gradually a large amount of plastic is collected as a waste and form a heap of garbage. So accumulation of plastic is a major concern. It does not get completely burned easily. So it is not bad to use plastic, but it's better to use plastic in a biodegradable form. In the process, it releases a lots of poisonous fumes into the atmosphere, causing air pollution. So if we will use a plastic which is non-biodegradable, which will not decompose naturally by itself, so it will create a pollution in the atmosphere. What is the preventive measure we can do? We should avoid the use of plastic thing as far as possible. Do not throw plastic bags in the water bodies on the road, otherwise it will choke the drainage system. Biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste should be collected separately and disposed of separately. This we are going to learn from many years, that we should avoid, we should reduce the use of plastic. Otherwise, it will create a large environmental pollution. So there is a 4 principles which we can apply to use of plastics are reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. If we will reduce the use of plastic, and if we will reuse, again melt it and make a new thing, recycle it, make another thing, and recover means if one thing is, if you have something, don't decompose it very fast and try to repair it and recover it to use it. Use and throw, don't use and throw pen, use refill pen which you can use the cover of your pen and refill it. That is recover. Reduce it means use a cotton bag instead of your plastic bag. So you can reduce the use of plastics. So these habits are environmental friendly. So this is the basic 4R principle which can save our environment. We should reduce the use of plastic. We should use cloth bag or jute bag for purchasing anything. We can reuse some plastic things, container in our home. Empty plastic bottles and container should be used for keeping other items in the homes and kitchen. Recycle means thermoplastics can be recycled, not a thermosetting, and it can be sent to the factories again, and it will be more melted again and can be reformed into new toys, buckets and mug, etc. So these are some quick answer of the use of plastics. Plastics are used in a non-stick coating containers like Teflon, some insulating covering on wires like PVC, like polythene bag is called polythene, flame resistance uniform like melamines. So these are all plastic which we are using, but neither a Teflon is very good in the kitchen material, not the polythene is very good because it is non-biodegradable. So plastics make our life simple and easy, but plastics are not environmental friendly. So this whole session is regarding the plastics. I think you understood what are the advantage and disadvantage of plastics. Now in the next session, we will again learn something about the metals and their properties and their uses. Thank you all. Thank you for listening me, and try to understand this chapter by reading your textbooks and by listening this video. Thank you everyone.